Shalom, family. Glory be to God and blessed be the Lamb. Glory be to God and blessed be the Lamb. Is there anybody out there? I wish I had one of those CB radios, microphones, and just asking, is there anybody out there? Is there anybody with ears on? Is there anyone with ears on? Please pick up. You know, it's this war is like a prize fight. This, it's like a prize fight, but it's handicapped. I said to these people back in 2016 or 17, that was happening, that if your plan depends on your enemy making a mistake that you can capitalize off of, then my friend, you have already lost. You've already lost. If any way, shape, or form that is a part of your thinking, that they're going to make a mistake eventually, then you already lost. Why are you even on the battlefield with that man or woman or army or nation? Why are you even there if the only way you can win is that your opponent makes a mistake that you can capitalize off of through so-called random occurrence? Just Hail Mary pass. Hope for the best. Hope for the best. That's what the devil has done here. The more I think about it, the more I see it. Not only is the situation untenable, but it's unsustainable, even on a spiritual and angelic military standpoint. This dude here, he's lost control. You can tell he's lost control. What a dweeb. And what a fall. So what was I saying earlier, about the spiritual world? Number one, we owe them nothing. We owe them nothing. They owe themselves something. They owe the world something. Everybody gets one shot at it. One shot. That's all you got. One shot. If they've managed to have multiple bites at the apple, and they have, I look at what they're doing with it, squandering it. Squander. All they can think of is food, sex, shelter, and shiny stuff. The more new shiny stuff they can surround themselves with, and as much food, and as much sex, and as much shelter. That's it. Low vibrational. Now, listen, what are the odds of a generation of young ladies being born at the exact same, in the exact same window of time, looking like copies of each other? You know what that would mean biologically? That each male seed had to favor the father to create this type of image. Can think about it? All of a sudden, here's this group of women that look like each other. How do you explain that? Did all of their mothers all of a sudden have an attraction for the same type of man with the exact same features? What are the odds of that? What are the odds? You do understand that the devil believes life, as per you, is represented by a heartbeat and nothing more. You are just flesh and nothingness to him. And that's pretty much it. You are flesh and nothingness to him. At any rate, I said I would arm you up over time. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. It's happening all around you. All around you. This world is so coded up. I mean, I don't even want to go down the list of of codes that they go by while they think that they're fooling you. They think they really believe that they're fooling you, that somehow you don't know or you are incapable of figuring out what certain colors mean on certain people and things like that. This is how they think. Which is wild because they make up the 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 bulk of the uneducated, and they believe themselves as if they don't believe the very numbers. I mean, it is weird. And where's all this shit going? To hell in a handbasket. And you know how I feel. If you if you all are going to hell in a handbasket, the least I can do is fix the sandwiches. You might as well take sandwiches and some soda pop with you. There's no real reason not to. And there's no reason not to go to hell. I mean, to go to hell thirsty. It's just not. But at any rate, let me arm you up. First, there's copies. Then there's the reptilians. And where there's copies, there is an original. Believe that. Believe that. And in the midst of all of there's the data tossed in AI that seemingly they want to be their new God. Christianity, man, y'all better get your church back. Christianity has become largely a joke in this country. I mean, it is, hey, you can't hate and be Christian, or can you? You you can't love God and mana and be Christian, or can you? You can't love money and be Christian, or can you? You can't love big houses, fancy cars, and still be Christian, or can you? You can't drive by your fellow man or a woman in the distress and still be a Christian. You, Lord, the list is long. Stop me. You can't watch other people freeze to death and to die from hypothermia as they're driving by and still call it Christianity. It's like I was standing in front of a church one day and the gate was open and I seen homeless folks, and I am homeless. I am to be considered homeless. However, they would never go in there. But for me, it looks like an open gate. It looks like it's a welcome situation. It is secure and it is lit. But in the back of my mind, I already know they're gonna call the police. They're not gonna act like the church. They ain't gonna walk out and say, "My son, what? Come inside. It is cold. Let us talk to you. What do you need? What is your distress?" Nah, they're gonna call the fucking police. You want me to prove my point? Because I can. Because I can. Listen, I've already tried to make me a couple of $100 off this bet right here. This is a simple bet. Put your money on the table, and I'll let you even pick the church or the area of the church. Now, on the driving, cold, frigid ass night, and the rain is at 30 degrees, I can go out there and sit in the church parking lot wrapped in a blanket and just shiver. How many hours? Let's charge $50 per hour be be up before the cops show up and you owe me $100. Not one of these cars are gonna stop. They'll look over there in the church parking lot. The best they can do is to call the police. Ain't that something? Who wants to take me up on that bet? I mean, put your church on the line. Put your pastor on the line. 9 times out of 10, as soon as I get there, one of the neighbors have already called a pastor. Hey, it's a man squatting in your parking lot. Well, what's he doing? Shivering, cold, and hungry. What the fuck you think it's doing? It's 30 degrees outside. It's water in the air, and he's outside shivering and cold, like a, a lonely lost animal. What say you? Will you be bringing him blankets? How about some warm cocoa? Huh? How about a couple of hundred to get him out the street for at least a couple of days? Would you be doing that? Will you be offering church sanctuary? You get where I'm going with all of this, right? You get where I'm going with all of this. I just seen a lady take off running across. Man, listen here, I don't even want to do it. I don't even want to do it, because some of these situations are sociologically delicate. I mean, I sit back and I watch people destroy themselves. But is it really them? No, it's that thing inside of them that just makes a mockery of them any in every way they can. And it is a mockery. It is a mockery. When I tell you, boy, they try to degrade you in front of each other like a fucking clown show. Like a clown show. And you indulge. You indulge. You even told how to look, what to dress, who to trust. I mean, what part of you is truly you? What part of you is you? Because a large part of you are your parents. Here's another segment of you that are your teachers. Here's another segment of you that are your friends. All of them influencing you. I ask again, how much of you is you? It is a legitimate question. When have you done something you want to do? And by the way, I'm drifting. Let's get back to what I was saying about the spiritual world. Damn, I drifted far out in the ocean, didn't I? Whew, I got to swim all the way back now. I got to leave that one out there. I might swim back out there and I get it again. But listen, let me break this further down. In the spiritual realm, they don't have, they are disembodied. Disembodied for the purposes of this conversation means totally fucking helpless. They can't do nothing except play $5 ass parlor tricks. That would be the equivalent of it. $5 ass parlor tricks. Hide something, like an example. You put something down and you know where. You walk out and you walk back in and it's no longer there. That's a $5 ass parlor trick. You would think that they moved it. No, it's still where your ass left it. You just can't see it now. Now watch who haven't had this shit happen? And now watch when you look everywhere else and you come right back and that son of a bitch is right where you left it. How'd you overlook it? You didn't overlook it. Something either happened with you or the atmosphere around you that made you not see it. You didn't overlook anything. Okay? These are just $5 ass parlor tricks. So let me just tell you how this process goes. First, the Borg enters. Borg being AKA spirits. They enter into your body. They feel sort of like a lead weight. Normally it's going to be more than one. It's very seldom one. And if it is one, it'll be silent. It'll let you go on about your business until you step out of the door and you start to mix them with others. And then that one starts to call in other spirits into that body. Now you got fucking other trouble. So you will see it. You will see it even in the change of their shake. Okay? things change physically that you can see. This is why one of the first things that the new spirits does is destroy all of the family photographs. Why? Because they don't want to see the real image of that person. They want to be that person. Okay? It's a difference for them. So one of the first things that they do is get rid of all of the family photographs that used to be hanging on the wall, that you could see how you looked when you was 18 and 20 and all this. No, 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 no. That shit's got to go. And it's going to go. So how do they control the body? Okay, first there's a consciousness. You would think that the consciousness could control the body. No, it can only be conscious. It can't control anything. The body is only controlled by the vibration that the consciousness produces. That is how it's able to move a body around, through vibration. Through vibration. Okay? Hear me well. Through vibration. This is why, if you notice that all of the church bells are gone, all of the phone bells are gone. Hell, the bells even have a market value now, because no one wants bells around them. Notice that there's no more wind chimes. No wind chimes. Remember, as growing up, there were wind chimes everywhere that sounded like little bells? Go outside. No wind chimes. Why? Vibration, just like the bells. It interferes with their ability to manipulate what you see and what you do and what you feel. Are you getting it now, Charlie? This is why all of the bells are gone. Gone. Because the vibrations are a weapon against them. Just like on that movie, dang it, about the symbiote. On that movie, The Venom. It's the vibration. Okay? This is why, again, they got rid of all of the bells. Now, rule number 2. In most cases, depending on how deep that person is gone, their eyes don't reflect light. They don't reflect light. No, they don't. Bless their heart. Their eyes don't reflect light. Rule number 3. No matter if they smoke or don't smoke, their eyes, the whites of their eyes always have a grayish ass, brownish ass of the tint. Okay? That's rule number 3. And this is when they don't drink or smoke. In other words, they seem to have the look that I just smoked my ass a damn good one. And I ain't smoked a good one in weeks now. I've been traveling up in the lesser category of the THC class. I could order some more potent shit, but I'm having too much fun at this level. It's the same price. Anyway, I'm just careful. I want my marijuana to do what I wanted it to at any given time, so I control it. If I want more THC, then that's what I pay for. Less, then I'm willing to pay for that. And I never smoked a high shit straight. I always mix it with something lesser. Why? Because I have to deal with the fucking world. And the world would love to catch a nigga like me, inebriated, and have their way with me. Not that that's possible. God would step in, and so would the angels, but he would shake a finger at me. And I don't like it when, man, the God shakes his finger at me. So we just don't do it. We just don't do it. Rule number 4. That's pattern. Pattern. Remember who the old person was. Remember their pattern. Remember how they talked. You will hear words that you've never heard that person ever speak after knowing them 15 years. You will hear them take stances and positions that will leave you appalled. and you've known them 20 years. And then you'll hear them, this is my favorite. Well, people change. Not like that. Not like that. I'm talking about a complete 360-degree turn from basically a average sinner all the way to straight evil and wickedness and I don't give a fuck who see me or what they think. All they self-indignation is gone. Shame is gone. Embarrassment is gone. Sympathy is gone. Empathy is gone. Compassion is gone. All of the things that makes up the human characteristic is gone. It's gone. And what does that transfer to? An empty ass hull. An empty wineskin. You can dump anything in it now. Once it's empty, once it is empty, you can dump anything you want to into that, and they do. I have a healthy disrespect for them. It was all a culture until I noticed that they even will go after babies. 2-year-olds, 1-year-olds, they don't give a damn. And they should never be around any child. Ever. You have a nation of pedophiles. A nation of nothing but it's Sunday, Lord. I have to choose my words carefully. Reprobates, infidels, sexual dysfunction, what they call sexual disorientation. What the hell is that? It's something that's going on spiritually. That consciousness in that body shouldn't be there, and it recognizes that. It ain't some medical or psychological issue. It's a spiritual issue. And Lord, let me tell you, they're going to put that body through every degraded thing that they can think of. Every taboo will be broken. Every understanding will be broken. Everything loved will be broken. Guaranteed. I guarantee you right now. You don't want me to say it? I won't say it then. But you already felt me. But sooner or later, I'm gonna have to say it out loud. Again, look at what runs this country. They came from somewhere. Look at who's doing the crime. They came from somewhere. Who's raping? They came from somewhere. Who's murdering and lying and scheming? They came from somewhere, and they were all once babies, and they all had parents. They came from somewhere. And then released on the rest of the world after they're at the end of after they are at the end of the term of their responsibility as a parent. Then they let go on the rest of society, and then shit just started. Literally, you are making life sacrifices for their folly, life sacrifices for their dysfunction. It happens every day. It happens every day. No one goes to the parents and say, "How did you raise that little? That's a monster." No one ever does that, because you all have the understanding that it is a term to end responsibility. Say it like it is. Terms to end responsibility. See? That's the truth of the matter. That's the truth of the matter. But I'm drifting again. I am drifting. Attachments. They can attach to anything. Anything. When you see that people start to lose their minds because you cleaning up or you moving stuff around or you want to clean out a certain area and they start to tripping, that's why. There are spiritual attachments, and they want those other spirits to be able to be at least around them. So they don't want anything moved. Anything moved because of the attachments. I was cleaning out a house one day. I used to work for this guy named Mark, and he had like 25 houses. I bought them all at the same time. And guess who he used to flip them, do the rehab? Me. And I'm living in them as I'm rehabbing them. Lucrative, a good deal. Anyway, in one of these houses, I come into the master bedroom, and it's a pile of shit. I mean, it's clothes and shit everywhere, man. So I finally get to the closet. It's about 4 hours, and I picked up this music box, and immediately I could see the hands hold it that had held it, because they're still there. They refuse to get the fuck out. They're still there. I would find cologne bottles with the tops pulled off of every last one of them. How do you explain that? How do you come across 11 cologne bottles, expensive shit, and the spray part of it has been pulled off? That's someone trying to interrupt the connection to that scent. But y'all don't even know how this is going. You don't even know. Oh, and all this shit is all around you. And you ask the question, what's going on? You're what's going on. You won't wake up. Or you won't let that body go. You won't let that person go. Are you convinced that you are them? Are you like the devil, that a body is nothing more than a heartbeat and a vessel to be possessed and housed in? Because lots of them are. Lots of them are. And I have never seen them do nothing but dirt. I ain't seen them do nothing but dirt. The only times I have come across a good spirit was the ones in some of the houses that had no damn interest of ever leaving that house, or more than anyone. It's a whole different kind of vibe. You know they there, and they know that you know. And you start to, in a weird kind of way, communicate. Anyway, that's drifting again. I'm trying to arm your asses up. Arm your asses up. When things happen with no known logic, it's not a coincidence. No, they have step by step planned it out, using each other's bodies from point A to point B and back to point A. I'm going to tell you again, everything, every word, every action, every pattern, every behavior, everything that they do should be deemed as spiritual, because it is. God says, test the spirits. Test them, letting you know that he knows that they're there. Is the problem is in some areas, the evil ones are just concentrated. Places like Houston, Denver, San Antonio, concentrated, man. You know, the one of the demons told me they're everywhere. He wasn't talking about the demons are everywhere. No, he was talking about the spirits. They're everywhere, huh? Yeah, man, they everywhere. Exactly. The demons even know and call a spade a spade. They're everywhere. Hard to get around them. Very hard. So you have to protect you and yours. I was unable to. But guess what? I'm gonna beat the brakes off of them. By the time that I am done with them, they would have chosen the devil and hell rather than ever have found themselves in the type of position that they find themselves now. They know they fucked up. They are irretrievable. They really, 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 really fucked up. Very bad. This is, I mean, it is, I mean, it's the, the situation is irreconcilable. It is irreconcilable. Okay? You know what that means? You know exactly what that means. There is no forgiveness without shedding blood. I thought you knew this shit. And I'm not talking about me shedding blood. You know, I have to watch my words because they'll run with them. They will run with them. He's threatening someone. No, no, I'm threatening everyone. Not someone. Are you special or something? Is your name Nikki? Steve or Justin or something? Fuck are you? No, do it sound like I'm threatening you? No, I am threatening every wicked and evil fuck on the planet. And you know what they say. There's never, I mean, there is always time to right yourself. There's always time to find God. But see, in their situation, there is no more consciousness. See, listen, God is the original consciousness each baby was born with. And then something got in the way. That's why God says, I knew you in the womb. He did. He did. He knew you in the womb. It's because he was there. And then over time, see, God ain't going to be nowhere that's full of corruption. What's the word I'm looking for? The darkness or the blackness. So the darker or more evil that person gets, then God is not going to remain with them. He going to leave. God don't do that. He out of there. You ain't going to ever misconstrue good with evil messing with him. No, he going to let you have this shit. He going to put your ass on an autopilot. Let you drive your own car. Drive your own car then. I mean, you know smarter. I mean, you're better, but you can't answer anything that I would possibly ask you. Yet, you want to drive your own shit. So drive your own shit, and then you end up wrecking your shit to the point that you either have to make a deathbed fucking confession or you go to jail. Or not jail, but hell. One or the other. One or the other. At any rate, arming you up. Arming you up. Understand, your animals can be used. Not to the degree that a human body can. But then again, let me tell you what you're up against. Let me give you a scenario. A lady went to work. Well, she was on her way to work, and she come back because she had forgot something. And she had just enough time to run back in the house and run right back out. She opened her the door, and the place have this horrible stench. And guess what it was? Her husband in there raping the dog. You hear me? Her husband is in there violating the dog in the bedroom. Wow. This is what you're dealing with. This is what you're dealing with. You are dealing with things that are, well, let's stick to animals. They can move through animals. Okay? They can feel things through animals. So sometimes you'll hear my ass say, well, I will cast your ass to the nearest pack pack of fucking coyotes, let you run around with her, they ass a while. I mean, depending on the urban area, it'll take you 3-4 months to come across a human, even by eyesight. That'll teach your ass. Run around with the fucking coyotes a minute. Good luck to you. Wander this open field where ain't nobody finna come and for miles around. Stay your ass out there. I will put your ass there. Cast your ass out there. Or worse. Or worse. But animals, they can be the carriers as well as perceptors. What I mean, they see everything. They like me. They can see, but they cannot defend themselves. Because again, by the time the animal sees what it has never seen, it doesn't register run. No. It tries to figure things out. And in that second, that spirit have jumped right in your pet. Right in your pet, I am telling you. Okay? Be careful. Be careful. And it'll put the pet in the position of acting, even acting like them. Example. Animals perceive. Like right now, they see everything that I see, just like you. Everything I see, they see. Every bug, every bird, every dog. That's why sometimes they'll just start to barking. They have to get used to it. But I'm always there. Okay? Perception is always there. So if I can do that, then the devil has a reverse version of it. And it all centers around spirits. It all centers around all of the sinners that's done so bad over time that they simply don't want to face judgment. Okay? They are the inhabitants of the spiritual world, not good spirits. There's rarely, I'm going to say this again, very rarely is there good spirits, unless they died young, 8 years old, 7 years old, 6 years old, stuff like that. And when they enter you, it's as delicate as a flower landing on your skin, or not flower, a feather. You know the difference because there's no malice. There's no intent. It just wants to come to where the light is. Now, can you imagine what that childlike spirit has to endure in the spiritual world? Can you imagine? Because again, it turns physical. So when I first come across this spirit, I was shocked. All I could do is cry. Because from start to finish, her entire life was nothing but shit. And then face death, and then face more shit. I mean, how did you even get up here with these hellbound characters? But they can't respond like that. They can't answer the questions directly like that. But they have their way. They do have their way of communicating. But God tells you, test the spirits for a reason. And you're going to find that most of your urban areas, it's too late. It's too late. It's not too, but it's never too late on an individual basis. But as a collective, you will never clean them out. Because again, if you have enough power to take away bells, I would have to pass a law just throughout the history that started cracking big ass bells, seem like what seems almost an illegality to even ring bells. That's what it feels like. What is this country without Sunday church bells? Where are your Sunday church bells? Where they at? Where are they at? And what prompted the pastors historically to get rid of the bells? What made them do it? Might I say infestation of even your pastors? That's why. And this thing has a hive mentality. What one think, all of them think. Think about that. What one think, they all think. Okay? And they will utilize any warm body, not just men, not just women, but dogs, cats, anything that has mobility. Anything that has mobility. Anything that can move from point A to point B to get them in close proximity to the next body that they finna try to jump in or beg to get in. So if you talking to somebody and they pass by somebody, as you talking with them and they push their eyeglasses up, that was an invitation. That was a yes, you can join me in running this body. Are you getting it now? Are you getting it? Okay? I'm trying to arm you up with some spiritual bullets here. With some spiritual bullets. A sideward glance, yep, a dead giveaway. Arguments, man, you had some hell of a arguments. When your arguments become circular and you know what you're saying is right and yet you don't get it, excuse me, they don't know how to get it, they get it. They gotta get it. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong with them. It doesn't matter. What matters is they get what they want. That is all that matters, is that they get what they want. End of discussion. Now look at the world. Doesn't it reflect that? It doesn't reflect that? Moving on. There is no such thing as time. You know, I walked into a building today. It said 9:12. It was almost 11. This is a digital clock. Now last week, end of last week, it was 1 hour off. Now it's 2 hours and some change off. How do you explain that? You can't explain it. And why wasn't the clock changed? Why is it? Go in every building, people, and you will notice that all of the clocks have the wrong time. All the clocks got the wrong time, people. The only right times is on your phone, and they not even right. They just synchronized. Not right, but they are synchronized. But I want you to notice this. If the building has a clock on it at all, because they have removed most of them. It's not 2025, actually, depending on what calendar that you using. It could be 1728. Right now, today, 1728. Why do you think that they keep messing with the time? First, it's the daylight savings time. And now let's move it back an hour. Let's move it forward an hour. Well, what do you think is happening with all of these manual movements inside your head? Because you can't move time, and you can't gather time, and you can't save time. Time isn't like that. Try to save a time if you want to. Nope. Time just keep tick, 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 tick. It's the one thing that you don't control, even though it is a concept completely made for mankind and his life cycle. Okay? Angels and here don't exist in terms of time or in terms of life like you would think it is. Everything is utterly different. But go out and look around you. How many people are wearing watches with tick 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 tick? How many clocks do you see on the wall in anybody's house, in any public building? No clocks. And when there are clocks, what is it about maintenance that they do everything in the fucking building? I mean, it's sparkling, smelling good. Hell, you can eat off the floor. Eat right off the floor, man. Not a grain of dust. No bacteria. Nothing. Fix your whole meal on the floor. They spent hours in that area, but none of them, week upon week upon month, put the right time on that damn clock. What do you think that is? It goes along with them hiding all of the pictures, getting rid of all of the memories. The Borg is a mother, ain't it? It means business. It means business. But we're here now, and you would have been toast. You would be totally toast. Their plan would have worked, and the living, aka the uninfected, would be suffering even more. Even more. Looking at it from another spiritual perspective. The spiritual world is largely bad. They have made understandings with demons, other spirits, and devils. Now keep in mind, they have the fucking ability to jump from body to body. That's one hell of a currency. It's like money in the spiritual world. That ability and to trade in it in its invitation is like a currency. Once they're in someone's body, they get to experience eating, tasting, see, sex, life that they already fucked up once before, and they think that they have the express right to do it over and over and over. It's Satan's idea of everlasting life. That's not God's idea. God say you don't die. He don't say that for you to not die, you gonna have to run from body to body to body to body. Otherwise, you're gonna go to hell, and I'll be talking to you. See, that's his screwed up idea of everlasting life. Ain't that fucked up? Secondly, we on a different topic now, but we are about to close out. You press sell your soul. Here's the trick. Here's how they really do your ass. While you think your soul, while they have convinced you that you finna sell your soul, like you finna get something out of it. No, 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 no. You missed the sale, Bubba. You are not going to experience anything that body will now get to experience, because they gonna move your ass completely out the way. They gonna be sleeping with your wife, sleeping with your husband, messing with your goddamn kids. They will be enjoying your millions of dollars. Not you. Not you. Ain't that some crucial shit? That's cold-blooded, ain't it? That's some cold-blooded shit, to think that I can sell my soul and then I am gonna enjoy the fruits of the sale. No, you don't. No, you don't. Not even close. They take your soul and they replace that body with a whole nother souls, and they are the ones to enjoy it as a reward, because I told you it's all a currency to them. And you, on the other hand, You just got fucked. That's why all your music is crap. Okay? They just hopped in somebody else's body. And you'd be surprised that the process is more than one process than doing this. So the ones who would resist, guess what? Get them high, get them drunk, and then do what you do. And you'd be surprised. That's a whole another audio. Okay? That's why all these urban centers have high ass rape rates. High rates of rape. All your urban centers. All of a sudden, it came with them. It came with them. These are the ones who are strong enough to resist and don't want to fuck with them, and they'll to get their ass in some kind of a precarious situation and end up screwed, literally. And now they have a whole new spirit in them. That half of them ain't gonna even press charges. So if a city has 2,000, it's more like 5,000. Because of that spiritual transfer. They're not gonna even press charges because that person is no longer there. Okay, for all practical purposes, it's been raped out of them. Raped out of them. This is why I won't think twice about doing very, very, very bad things to men or women who would engage themselves in sexual fucking assault. I shall hurt them very badly and slowly. I mean that. Very badly. Very badly. I can't stress enough how badly and how slowly. Anyway, I I think I've given you enough on your plate to work with. There's more. There is more. And understand, if you can, if it ain't too late, the devil cannot wait to make a fool of you. He cannot wait to degrade you. He cannot wait to degenerate you. That's why you look up through the um, Hollywood's sphere. Okay, the more that they degrade themselves, the more famous and contracts and money that they get. This is biblical. Biblical. God said that this is how it would be. I've seen them crawl on their hands and knees, butt naked, meowing like a cat, surrounded by nothing but men. I've seen men get drunk. Man, let me be quiet. Let me be quiet. You see the Epstein files? Well, that shit trickles all the way down because it's a hive men. They have a hive mentality. Well, wherever they can do it at, they're going to do it. And they can make fucking agreements with bodies that ain't theirs. So you may walk in and find your woman or your man having sex with a dog. I am telling you, they can glance at each other, and in 20 minutes, they already finna have sex. That's how they are. That's how they are. Let me stress this again. No love needed. No love needed. Now imagine you going out here and not knowing, and you clean, you good. They're not gonna tell you that this is what's in them. Now they end up raising your kid, or I mean you end up raising their kid, however this shit go. And it always ends bad. Always. There haven't been a relationship brought to fruition in this country in the better span of 30 years. Fruition meaning they died out of the marriage contract. One of them became widowed. Well, you don't do that anymore. Think about that. And in the midst of that, the sex partner total hovers around 100 plus for women and a 75 to 80 for men. Tie that to your explosion in medical problems, health problems, sociological issues. It costs the economy a shitload of money. Now we are turning politics and its connection to it. But I don't want to. I don't want to, because there are political connections, deep, running wide and deep and long. At any rate, you have enough now. Think about this. Now, I'm not guaranteed to publish this today. I'm not. I might or I might not. I'm just saying, though, those who have an ear, hear. Those who have an eye, see. I am source. I am seven. I am one.